Well, good morning, YouTube modeling community. Robert Bishop from RB Model Works coming at you from Moscow, Idaho. Today I have kind of a different test for you. I seen a video a while back of this body being stripped by this stuff called QCS. After a while, it just cleaned the enamel paint right off this body, and I thought, well, how do I get some? Well, I emailed them. They're a new company. I went on a waiting list. Unfortunately, when it came available for public consumption, my wife and my whole family got COVID this year, and I had to stop the Modelers Club and everything. Just everything kind of got tight. So anyway, words were exchanged between us, and they have actually been gracious enough to send me a bottle. This is sponsored by Stripwell, but in no way, shape, or form have I been paid or anything from them. And I emailed them and told them if they were kind enough to send me a bottle, I would test out all different kinds of paints that I use. And however it worked is how it worked. Because I want to give 100% honest opinion to my YouTube followers. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, this was a body I featured a few weeks back from the Green Stuff World Chrome that I put laid down on the whole body. So this is an alcohol-based Green Stuff World Chrome. This is Alclad Clear Yellow. This is Tamiya X25 and 6, the clear blue and clear red. And then this is the Mr. Color Lacquer Clear Deep Red. I figured since I had that body laying around, I was going to try it. I also I'm going to do a chrome tree from one of my kits. Just to see, this is a paint stripping test, but I just wanted to see anyway how well that would work. And then here, this is, let me read it. This is Mr. Color Surfacer and Mr. Color C76 Metallic Blue Lacquer. So this is a lacquer primer and a lacquer paint. And this is Model Master Enamel Primer and Model Master Bright Green. So that's enamel and enamel. And this ugly little thing is Model Master's enamel paint directly on the paint. I did not, upside down, I did not have any type of acrylic surfacers to put on it, so that's the best I could do with the acrylic. And then this is Model Master's enamel primer, half with Krylon and half with Rust-Oleum. This is the one I'm going to be really curious about, because I still see a lot of people using Krylon and Rust-Oleum out there. But the white, gloss white side is Krylon enamel. And then this side, I wanted to put a clear coat, so this is Rust-Oleum flat clear coat. I want to see how that works. And then this little beauty, one of my better paint jobs, and kills me that I actually did a really nice paint job and only for stripping. This is lacquer primer, lacquer paint, and a 2K clear. Again, this is Mr. Color Surfacer, and I use Splash Paints Flame Red, and then I used my Speedo Coat High Gloss Clear 2K. It's a polyurethane or urethane based. So this is a test. However it comes out, I'm going to be doing this in segments. So I'm going to sign off right now. Actually, let me do this first. I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do, because this takes, what it recommends is you spray it, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then you spray it again and let it sit for another 15 minutes. So what we're going to do is we will go ahead and spray this down. Get this to where it'll mist. Maybe. There we go. So we're just gonna go around the whole body, mist it on. And just FYI, I asked them for a material safety data sheet because of the chemicals that they don't use in their product. They don't have one. They're not required to put one out, which means the bleach and purple power and all the highly caustic stuff that we normally use, brake fluid, it doesn't require a material safety data sheet like all the other caustic stuff we use. So, and you can see already, it's working already. It's amazing that I haven't even got through the test, and actually I'm going to just do all the backs of the body this way. Sorry, I'm kind of getting in your guys' way. You know, although I say this is environmentally friendly, it doesn't mean you want to go out and like take a big swig just to prove it's safe for consumption or anything. All right. So anyway, you can see paint's already coming off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I'm going to time this and let it sit 15 minutes. But I want to show you already how just after literally a couple minutes, it's going down into the primer already. So I'm going to recoat that where I took it off. I'm going to hit that chrome again, and I will be back in 15 minutes. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you can see on the bottle where I marked it, it came in new. That's how much I used to spray down all this stuff. Basically, once I get done with this second spray, I'll mark it. Just so you can see, number one, I'm not doing extra sprays behind the scenes or anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and spray this up real good again. Sorry for hitting the camera. That back. We are gonna do all the backs first. All right, so we got our second spray on. We're gonna go ahead and time it another 15 minutes, and then we're gonna see how this all come out. We'll see you back at the bench in a few. All right, we're back at the bench, so to speak. All right, so I have sprayed it, let it sit 15 minutes. I sprayed it again and let it set another 15 minutes, and now we're gonna see. You can already see, yeah, this is gonna kind of make a mess of things. The chrome's gonna take a little bit of work, but it is definitely stripping it off. Probably help if I didn't have one brush. Yeah, that's going to take a little bit longer, maybe 3 soakings. But the paint, look at that, right back down to plastic. So this was the Green Stuff World Chrome with multiple finishes over the top. Mr. Color lacquer, Alclad lacquer. This was no, that's right. These were Tamiya X 25 and 6, the clear red and blue. Coming right off. So, and you can see here in the back of the pan, or actually let me tip it forward, where everything's just running off. So instead of using the toothbrush on this, what I'm going to do is, you can see this is Mr. Color lacquer. You can see it's just coming right off. And after this, I'm gonna take these in and scrub them under the sink. This is Model Masters with over Model Master enamel primer. Definitely a little more stubborn, but you can see it has gone down to plastic. So using an enamel primer, which honestly, by the way, I never do. I use a lacquer primer under everything just because I can put acrylic, I can put enamel, and I can put lacquer on top of it. But to make it a fair test, I wanted to show that it will strip anything. And you can see that's back down to plastic. Again, I will take this in the kitchen sink and clean them all off. And you can see here, this was the acrylic, Model Masters acrylic. Right back down to plastic. And this is one that I was really curious about. The Model Master, the Model Master primer. Whoops, excuse me. Model Master primer with Rust-Oleum and Krylon. This is a Krylon side. You can see it's not wiping off like the rest, but it is coming off. So this may require an extra one more soaking. We'll see once I get it in to the sink and scrub it a little bit. And then this is the flat clear over gray primer. And it's kind of hard to tell. I guess it looks like it's going down to plastic. I should have used a color instead of Yeah, that's working as well. And this was the one I was really curious about as well. The 2K clear. This is lacquer primer, lacquer paint over a 2K clear, and you can see how it's just bubbled it up and taken it off. It looks like you can see places where it's not really touching yet. So I'm assuming that since you do have a hard 2K clear coat over the top of this, that it's going to take a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, since we're kind of at this step and stage, I'm going to spray the chrome down one more time. And then I am going to spray this body down one more time. Just for another quick test here to see if that is going to do the trick. All right, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these set 15 more minutes. I'm going to take them in and scrub them all down. And then I will be back with you to give you final results. Thank you for sticking in with me on this test. Kind of a really important test to see how well a single cleaner does all this stuff for us. But anyway, thank you, and I'll be back shortly. And we're back with the results and more like a quick update. What happened, you can see from start to finish how they seem to get less and less stripped. I found that as I was cleaning my bodies, these later ones were drying. So I have learned that you do not let this stuff dry up on your kit. Also, you can see how this one's discolored with all the other colors. Use a separate sponge or brush. You can see this stuff breaks down the pigment of the paint and actually stains it. And I don't know why. But anyway, we're going to start off with the chrome. You can see it's not completely stripped. But it does work on chrome. That is awesome. So it works on paint, acrylic, lacquer, enamel, chrome. This is a one-stop shop. But anyway, before I get into that, this is the first body I cleaned. This was the alcohol-based Green Stuff World Chrome that had Tamiya X paint on there. It had all clad lacquer. It had Mr. Hobby lacquer. Cleaned up great. This was very wet when I did this one. And you will notice as I progress through them, they get dirtier and dirtier. This is the Model Master enamel primer and paint. Came off well. Again, this is staining. You can see this swipe mark is where I swiped it earlier. It does take it down, but I think if you let it set too long, it just starts breaking down the pigment of the paint. Same with this, nice and smooth, nice and clean. This is the Rust-Oleum over, but you can see it's starting to leave a little bit more because it's starting to dry up. Acrylic, it took all the paint off, but it definitely, the pigment of the paint definitely stains the plastic. But you know, we're going to prime it and paint over it anyway, so not a big deal. And then this is lacquer on lacquer. That is gone, but this was dry. I had to use all the stuff in the bottom of the pan just to get it wet again. I don't know if you can really tell too close, but there's no paint on it. You can see here's a little bit of paint, but this is all just staining. And then same with this. I stained the hell out of this because I started using the brush and pad, but you can see it's still coming off. The problem is this one was dry and gummy. You can see it's coming right off with a little bit of work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw these two back in the vat for another 15 minutes. I'm gonna spray them again, and I'm just gonna wipe them off while they're wet, and we'll see how that works. Anyway, I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, we're back for the final review. Since these last two cars kind of dried out on me, what I decided to do is go ahead and spray them down again. I'm just gonna try to wipe this, oh yeah. See, that's the trick. You just, you gotta make sure that this stuff stays moist on your kit. You can see it just comes right off. So, now let me wipe my hands real quick. Should have wore some gloves, but then this is the 2K, which it's definitely coming off. Unfortunately, sitting here in the living room, it's kind of dried out again. But bottom line is, it will strip it. And you can see it's cleaning up all that deposited film from the other brush and stuff that I was using in the sink. So yeah, definitely 2K clear is going to take a little bit more work. Chrome, definitely going to take a little bit of work. But lacquers, enamels, and acrylics, 100% hands down, 2 15-minute episodes, and that stuff will be stripped. I'm going to actually put a little, just get a little vat. Probably put, I'd say maybe a half a cup of the QCS in there and soak these, and these should clean up completely. You can see most of where it did not take it was the high spots. So I'm thinking if I submerge it into QCS, it's going to touch everything and get her cleaned up. So yeah, I'm quite happy with even this staining. It's cleaning up the staining. I would suggest when you do this, almost knocked my camera over. I suggest when you do this, you don't do 6 bodies at a time. I should have probably cut that in half and done 3. Maybe use a little bit different chrome setup for pieces. But all in all, it does show that this will strip chrome. It will strip acrylic. It will strip enamel paints. It will strip lacquer paints. And with a little more work, it absolutely will strip 2K clear. So that's it, guys. Please hit that like button below and share if you'd like. The website will be listed here shortly. You go to them directly. They don't have a direct sales site. But you go directly to their website, stripwell.com, to order. You know, there's supply chain issues, but they've got it in stock right now. Also in the description, I will post their Facebook page, a link to their Facebook page, as well as their website. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day and stay safe.